So welcome back, everyone. Let's start. Can you hear me this time? Like last time, I spoke for about 2-3 minutes. You can hear me, right? And you can see my presentation as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let's do a quick recap. Okay, so that because now we'll build on these things. So what are tokens? Now I think we should be able to tell this. What are tokens? Anybody? What are tokens?
So words that have meaning.
Words that have similar. No, words having meaning. No, basically words are converted into tokens. So for example, teacher, in teacher, teach could be one token and ER could be another token. That is basically words are only tokens, but we don't use entire word as a token. In some cases, we basically take the root word and we divide it into multiple things. For example, ing could be one token. So learning, studying, in all these things, learn could be one token, ing could be another, study could be one token, ing could be another token. So this is how this is what tokens are. Okay, and just to give you a figure, like we have around like 3 words are equals to 4 tokens. Any idea how much tokens, like on how much tokens ChatGPT was trained on? Any idea? What was the amount of data size for ChatGPT?
So I think 3.5 million, like that.
3.5 million is too less.
Less, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, too less. Not only less, it's too less.
Billion.
So it's basically 3.5 billion is also not close. It's 300 billion tokens, as in 225 billion words. Now, can you imagine the amount of data it was trained on? And that's the reason it has like world knowledge. 300 billion tokens around 225 words. Okay, so that's tokens. Then what is hallucination? It's a very important thing. What is hallucination? Any like we talked about, right? What was Martian dune tree hallucination? What is hallucination? So model tends to make up answers sometimes. So for example, if you ask me a question and if I don't know the answer, I should say I don't know the answer. This is right? But so model should also say the same thing. If you ask anything to a model should say, if it doesn't know, it should say I don't know. Instead of saying I don't know, it makes up the answer. Basically, what is hallucination? Hallucination is basically you visualize something which doesn't exist. So basically it makes up an answer, and that's why it's hallucination. And models, and every LLM model tends to hallucinate. So there are chances that 2 out of 10 times you will get wrong answers, or basically incorrect answers or irrelevant answers. So that's what hallucination is. Now our main topic. What is LangChain?
Framework or the bridge between the model and the application itself.
Exactly. So basically, it's a developer framework for creating LLM application. One is the bridge between things. There are multiple other things that we'll talk about. So we talked about that through LangChain you can access models. Through LangChain, basically, LangChain also provides prompt templates so that you don't have to write multiple prompts and you can add variables within a prompt. That's one. And second, and the third, output parsers. So you can get results in JSON format, in whatever format you want. LangChain supports that thing as well. So this is what LangChain. Okay, output parser, prompt template. Let's again talk. What is exactly a prompt template? Yeah.
It helps us to customize our input actually.
It helps us to customize what?
Customize our inputs actually. So,
Right. See, basically, we can add variables within a prompt. So we are not hard coding our prompt. So then we can reuse. So it makes the prompt reusable, right? Just so whenever, so basically, if you just assign a variable, you can ask multiple questions. So it becomes and it becomes reusable. What is output parser? LangChain's output parser.
So that is output as per required format.
Right. So, but why we are using LangChain's output parser? Why, like, can LLM, if you ask ChatGPT to give answer in JSON, will it not give you?
So for further making research or analysis on that, so we can
right.
customize.
Okay. So that's point. So what you are saying is why we need to have an output parser. What I'm saying is that, you know, if you directly ask ChatGPT, instead of using LangChain's output parser, if you directly ask ChatGPT, will ChatGPT give you in JSON format or not? So it can. So basically, the point is, because there is no 100% guarantee. Sometimes ChatGPT can give you in the desired format. Sometimes it doesn't, because of that hallucination. So in order to be 100% sure, we use LangChain's output parser. Otherwise, if you ask ChatGPT to give your value in JSON format, ChatGPT can also give you, but then sometimes it tends to make mistakes. That's why, in order to be 100% sure, we use LangChain's output parsers. Okay, what is Hugging Face?
We can take the models from the pre-trained models. From that we can develop the applications, sir.
Right. So basically, it's a repository of all your open source models, right? And currently we have like 3,000 plus open source models. So now, just imagine if you don't have Hugging Face, then you have to go to like each provider's website in order to access that. For example, you have to go to Meta for accessing its model. For accessing Amazon's model, you have to go to its website, and there are smaller companies. So what Hugging Face has done, Hugging Face has basically created a platform where all open source models, people can basically put their models, so that from single place we can access any model we want. That's basically, it's the repository of all open source models, right? And then last, what are the different business use cases of LLMs we discussed? Or even if we had not discussed, what could be the different business use cases of LLMs? So summarization is one, translation is another, sentiment analysis, right? Review, some summary, YouTube interpreter. All these are your different business use cases. Okay, and the most important thing, chatting, right? You can create a custom, basically, chatbot for your own organization. So that brings us to another component, which is memory. Now, in order to build a chatbot, you need memory. Why we need memory if we want to build a chatbot? So let's say if you are asking a model to do summarization, right? So you send your content, model will send you the summary, right? Here, model doesn't have to remember anything. But when you are chatting with the model needs to know what was the previous conversation. So in order to build a chatbot, model needs to have a memory. For example, let's say this is the first. So a user comes and he says, "Hi, my name is Andrew." So model replies, "Hello, Andrew. It's nice to meet you. My name is AI. How can I assist you today?" Now Andrew said, "What is 1 + 1?" So model is replied, answer to 1 plus 1 is 2. Now Andrew asked, what is my name? So now model, because model had memory, because this conversation was stored earlier, model now could reply that your name is Andrew as you mentioned earlier. So in order to make a chatbot, your application, basically you need to send the previous conversation back to the model. So this is what LangChain supports, and it's a very important component. So particularly if you want to create a chatbot, we need memory. So how does this work? So when Andrew said, what is my name? Now if you see how model is thinking. So basically this was our prompt, that the following is a friendly conversation between a human and an AI. The AI is talkative and provides lots of specific details from its context. If the AI doesn't know the answer to a question, it truthfully says it does not know. Now, if you see, and this conversation, the whole conversation was sent back along with this question. What is my name? So we are just not, so when we are sending the information to LLM this time, we are just not sending what is my name. We are actually sending the whole conversation back to the model. And that this is how model understands, and that's how model will give you the answer, because it has the access to previous conversation. Okay, so now there are multiple kinds of memory which we have. First is your conversation buffer memory. Conversation buffer memory, in which you send whatever conversation which is happening. So for example, the first input was hi, so the output was WhatsApp. So hi, human said hi, AI said WhatsApp. Then AI said, sorry, the human said not much, just hanging. Output said okay, cool. So now this was the total history. Human said hi, AI said WhatsApp, human said not much, just hanging, AI said cool. So now in conversation buffer memory, everything would be sent, right? Now, what is the problem with, when we send the entire conversation to the model? What is the problem with this? So we understood, right? So basically, so let's say there are 10, 12, 20, a conversation has happened. Like user asked something, model replied something, again user, and that's how let's say 10, 20 conversations happened, and we are sending everything back to the model. Now, what is the problem here? Or what could be the problem here?
So buffer will be the full memory.
Buffer.
Memory
Okay,
size.
so yeah. Okay, so this is one. So we did not talk about it. So basically, so there is a context window. So basically, when we write on ChatGPT, it's not that we can write unlimited words. There is a context window. Like there is a limit to which we can write in that input window, right? It started with 4,000 tokens. Now it has reached to like 1,28,000 tokens, but still there is a limit. So one could be so you can say 1,28,000 is still a big context size. So I think your conversation can go there. So there is a possibility that the buffer size could be fulfilled. But what is the major thing? What is the other thing? Price. Because see, whatever we are sending, the price is dependent on the token, right? So the more content you send, more price you will incur. So now if you are like, the pricing is on per token, and if you are using OpenAI's model, then it is charging now. So let's say if 10,000 tokens, every time you are sending 10,000 tokens, it will charge more money. So that's the reason we need to find another alternative where we should not send the entire conversation. So the other option is conversation buffer window memory. In conversation window memory, we only send the windows we mentioned. So for example, here if we say conversation buffer window memory k equals to 1, So only the last conversation is sent. For example, this was the conversation we had earlier. Hi, my name is Andrew. So hello, Andrew. It's nice to meet you. What is 1 plus 1? 1 plus 1 is 2. So this is window 1. This is window 2. And now if because we have specified k equals to 1, so only the last conversation has been sent to the model. Now, if you ask what is my name, so now model has said, I am sorry, I don't have access to that information. Could you please tell me your name? Because we have specified k equals to 1. So only the last information has been sent. If we specified k equals to 2, last 2 conversation would be sent. So that's so now here we are restricting the amount of conversation we can send. This is what it is known as. This is known as conversation buffer window memory. The third type of memory which LangChain supports is conversation token buffer memory. As the name suggests, we are specifying the amount of tokens. So if you see in conversation token buffer memory, we are specifying maximum token limit as 50. So if this is the basically conversation, AI is what? Amazing. Back propagation is what? Beautiful. Chatbots are what? Charming. Now, if you see the history, if you see only from amazing, and if from this point only the the conversation has been sent. AI is what has been omitted because the token limit size was 50. So now model had access to from amazing to charming only. Okay, so this is our conversation token buffer memory. Now in both the previous, so now with when we send entire conversation, the problem is with pricing. When we say conversation window buffer memory, the problem is that we are losing information. Same is with token memory, we are again losing information. So what is the solution? Solution is conversation summary memory. Now instead of sending the entire conversation, basically we'll send the memory. We'll send the summary, so that we send less tokens, as well as model has entire context with it as well. So now if this is the conversation which has happened, hello, what's up, not much, just hanging, cool, what's on your schedule today? So now the history which it has sent is system, the human and AI engage in small talk before discussing the day's schedule. The AI informs the human of a morning meeting with the product's team, time to work on LangChain project. So now basically summary has been sent. So this is what memory. So memory is a very important component of LangChain, which is useful in making chatbot. Any questions? So we are clear with memory, right? So then let's come to another component, which is chain, right? Now, when we are building an LLM application, it's not that we just want to carry out a single task. We want the model to carry out sequence of tasks. For example, so there are different kinds of chains. The first type of chain is simple sequential chain, where we are asking model to do one task, and output of that one task actually becomes the input of the chain 2 or the second task. For example, what we are asking now, what we are saying, first question is, the first task which we want model to do is, what is the best way to describe a company that makes this product? So we are saying that we are asking LLM that if I give you the name of the product, you have to come up with the name of that company. So if I say that I am selling queen size sheet set, what could be the best name to describe that product? What could be the name of the company for that product? So LLM said Royal Beddings Company. So that was the first task. Now I'm asking, write a 20 words description for the following company. So now I am asking, so there are two things. First, I'm saying that I make this product. What would be the name of this company? Or like, so basically, I'm starting a new company and I am launching this product. What could be the name of this product? And once you have come up with the name of the company, write a 20 words description for the following. So this is what model has come up. So we have created a simple sequential chain. We have given chain 1, chain 2, and this is what it has. So first it has come up with the name, which is royal sized sheets, and then it has come up with the 20 words description that royal sized sheets is a premium bedding company that specializes in producing high quality sheets designed for larger beds. Any questions? So the second type of chain which we have is sequential chain. Now in sequential chain, we don't follow output of one doesn't always become output of second. There could be different things as well. For example, user input has come. It has become input for chain 1 as well as chain 3. Output of chain 1 has become input of chain 2. Then output of chain 2 and output of chain 3 combined becomes the both these two become input for chain 4. So there could be series of tasks that we want the model to do. So this is how we can do it. So this is what sequential chain is. For example, I'll give you time to read this. So what we are doing, we are saying first translate the following review to English. So whatever review we are getting reviews in multiple languages. For example, let's consider the example of Amazon, and we are getting reviews in multiple languages. So the first task we are saying translate the following review to English, and here we are saying tell me the language, as if what language is this following review, right? Watch. Now, once the translation happened, then we are saying, can you summarize the following review in one sentence? So first translate in English and then summarize in English. And then from here, we are taking the original language. And then we are saying that write a follow-up response to the following summary in the specified language only, as in back to that language. So for example, someone has written, let's say, a review in Marathi. Okay. So what we are saying first translate that Marathi review in English. Then from English, give me a summary, and then and tell me which language it is. So Marathi. So now translate the summary again into Marathi, so that for user the summary or will get in Marathi only. You can choose any language, Spanish, German, Telugu, whatever language you want. But the idea is this. Is this clear? Like if you can write yes in chat box.
While we are doing these translations, hello.
Yeah. Please tell me.
So while we are doing these translations, what can be the possible challenges, sir?
No possible. Why do you think there would be a challenge?
Like, will there be anything limitations like only these many sentences or this much of content only?
No. See. Sorry, could you please repeat? Raghavendra. Sorry, I'm not. Can you please repeat? Yeah. Raghavendra, can you please repeat? Sorry, I did not get you. Okay. See, so So why do you think there would see what we are doing here? We are building an application, right? In application, what mods see? So let's say you are running a e-commerce store, Dr. B. Mathura. I'm like
Yes,
I'm
sir.
asking
Yes,
I'm
sir.
answering your question. So for example, let's say you are running an e-commerce store. Let's say you sell some shoes, right? And you basically you ship your shoes to pan India, right? So you are like almost in all states of India, and now you have an option where people can come and write reviews. Now let's say a Gujarati person has come and this guy has written a review in Gujarati, right? And now you want to reply to this person in Gujarati only. Now how will you do that?
So we, as you said, we'll be converting from Gujarat to English, and we'll do it. Or don't we have anything like interpreting only in the native language itself?
Yeah. So this is so let's say so I'm here I'm assuming that our native language is English. Okay. Someone has come and written a review in Gujarati, right? So now what I want to know, I first I want to know that first translate Gujarati into English, right? And at the same time, tell me now, even I don't know which language it is, right? So first also I want to understand, tell me what language it is. It could be Spanish also, right? No, I don't know. I can't differentiate whether it is Spanish or French, right? So I don't know. So first I'm saying whatever language it is, translate it into English and also tell me the language. Now whatever language it has translated, do create a summary of that, and then basically with this summary translate back to the original language and then show it to someone.
Yeah.
So this is
Thank
what
you, sir.
we are creating an application.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so this is an application that we are creating for our e-commerce website. So this is the sequence of change that we want to create, right? So LLMs will do that, right? Now challenge with LLM is so whatever you do, LLM will do that. If you ask LLM to summarize, it will summarize. If you want to translate, it will translate. If you ask it to tell the language, it will tell. The point is the amount of data that you send, basically the tokens that you send, the pricing will be dependent on that. Because as we saw earlier, OpenAI charges on per token basis. So if the review is too long, let's say review is of 10 pages, and if you send 10 pages to LLM, let's say 10 pages as in 10,000 tokens, if you're sending those 10,000 tokens, you will be charged as per 10,000 tokens. So that's the limitation. So if that's the case, then we need to understand, like, how can we reduce the token size? That's the challenge, because pricing is dependent on that. Otherwise, operationally or in terms of work, there is no challenge here. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, sir. Got it.
So this is so now here, because we want to do multiple tasks, we actually created a sequence of chain. We got the output, we translated in English, then we asked to summarize. We also asked which language actually it is, and then we created a follow-up response based on that and the same language. So this is what the sequential chain is. Okay. Then we have another chain which is known as router chain. In router chain, basically it will be diverted to the relevant chain. Here it's not that all every chain or every flow is will be processed. For example, we have three templates. One is physics template, second is math template, and third is your history template. So what we are saying, for physics, we are saying you are a very smart physics professor. You are great at answering questions about physics in a concise and easy to understand manner. When you don't know the answer to a question, you'd admit that you don't know. Math template, you are a very good mathematician, you are great at answering math questions, you are so good because you are able to break down hard problems into their component problems. I think there's some background noise. Someone can mute their mic. Okay, now it's gone. And then I am audible, right?
Yes, sir.
And then we have this history template where we are saying you are a very good historian. You have an excellent knowledge of and understanding of people, events, and context, and a range of historical. So basically, we have 3 templates, right? Now, if we ask a physics template, if we ask a physics question, then the question should go to physics template. And there's a background noise. Like if someone can basically if you can mute your mic. I think it's from Raghavendra. Can you mute your mic, Raghavendra? Can someone else, can admin mute his mic? Harshvardhan sir, can you? Harshvardhan sir, are you there? So we were talking about router change. We have 3 templates, and if a question has come, like it needs to go to the relevant template, right? So if this question comes, what is black body radiation? So to which template it should go? Like so if we ask if this comes, what is black body radiation, to which physics, maths, or history, which template it should go? Basically, it's a physics question. Yeah, so it should go to physics. So if you see, it has gone to the physics. So based on that, it has given. So basically, the rest 2 chains were not considered. Now, if the question is what is 2 plus 2, it should go to maths. So basically, it has gone to maths, and based on that, it has answered the question. Now, let's say if you ask any other thing, like now the question is, why does every cell in our body contain DNA? Now, this is not a physics question, not a maths question, and not a history question. So in that case, LLM will use its own knowledge. Now it's saying that none, it has not gone to anywhere, and then based on its own knowledge, LLM has answered the question. Okay. Now before that, so let's come to agents. So any idea what are agents? Like any idea? Have you heard of this term called agents?
It's like, sir, the bot only, but bot will have a predefined set of question and they can answer it. But agent will going to have some kind of intelligence in order to give the answer. It's
right. So bots also it's not a predefined question. Bot is like your chatbot. Like LLM doesn't have like your ChatGPT. It doesn't have like a predefined question. You can ask ChatGPT anything. However, agent has some intelligence. That's right.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
right, so agent has some intelligence, and what exactly is that? Let's talk about it. Okay. So basically, agents are bots that can take action on your behalf. Now, and this is basically the future of AI. So for it, just okay, let me ask you this thing. So can ChatGPT draft a reply for your email?
Yes.
Has it? Yes, right. So but in order to do that, what you have to do, you have to basically copy paste your email to ChatGPT, and then you have to give this prompt that write a reply in professional and polite tone. So ChatGPT will give you the reply. Then you have to copy paste that reply back to your Gmail, and then you have to send. Right now, what agents are? Agents are that you'll tell an agent that I have got an email from Dr. Harshvardhan, right? Go read it, draft a reply in polite and professional tone, and save it in my draft. So now agent will access your Gmail. It will search with the name of Dr. Harshvardhan. It will read that email. It will draft a reply, and it will save in your draft, and it will come back. Now this is what agents are, and this is what the future of AI is. So after LLM, we are moving towards AI. They are like bots that can take actions on your behalf. Let me give you another example. For example, so now let's say you are planning to go to Paris. So Olympics are happening there. Let's say you want to go to Paris. Now, can ChatGPT provide you an itinerary of 7 days for visiting Paris? Can ChatGPT provide that?
Yeah,
Yes.
it can provide some.
Can you please repeat? Hello? Yeah, Dr.
Yeah, it
Chandrasekhar,
can
can
give
you
the
please
tour
repeat?
plan, what we want. It can give the tour plan or anything.
Right. So it can give you the plan, and if you want, you can try it as well today. Basically it can give you the itinerary. But the point is itinerary enough? It will give you that on day 1 you should do this, on day 2 you should do this. But what are the other things? For example, let's say first I want to know what would the weather be like. If weather is good, then only I should plan my trip to Paris. That's one. Second, I also want to figure out what are the hotels which are there in Paris within my budget. Third thing which I want to know, that what are the food options. Let's say I'm a vegetarian, and I want to understand that how many vegetarian food options are available for this particular hotel. Now ChatGPT cannot do this. Only a proper travel agent can do this. But now AI agent can do this. How it can do this? So AI agent, if you give this complex task to an AI agent will first simplify this into multiple tasks. It will say, okay, let me first figure out the weather. So it will access a weather app. It will check that whether for your dates, whether weather is good or not. If it's good, then only it will go ahead and plan your vacation. Then second, it will access a hotel booking site. And then based on your budget, it will basically shortlist few hotels. It will store those hotels in its memory. And then for every hotel, it will basically check for vegetarian food options near it. And after all these three things, then it can basically plan my whole travel, not only just the itinerary, but the whole travel, including hotel, food options, everything. So this is a job of a proper travel agent, and now which AI can do, and they are known as AI agents. I hope it's clear. Any questions in this?
So when AI agents are doing your task on behalf of you, they should have knowledge about you, no, sir?
So we will give you so basically we give. So basically we give all these tasks. We'll say that, I am a vegetarian, right? My budget is, let's say, $1,000 per day, something like that, or $100 per day of budget is there, right? I want to visit Paris for 7 days, right? Now, first, please check please check if weather is suitable. Then please plan my budget trip accordingly. So you'll give all these things. So then it will say, so then it will first go to weather app. So you'll say that I am planning a trip from 1st of August to 7th of August. So it will check how the weather would be in from 1st to 7th. If the weather is good, then it will go ahead and search for, then it will access a weather hotel website, and it will say that, okay, $100 is the budget. What are the options in $100? So let's say it gets 5 options. So it stores them, and then with each hotel, it will then access Google Map. And then basically Google Map, it will say, okay, what all vegetarian, are there any vegetarian options available for this hotel? For one particular hotel, it finds out, okay, within 200 meters distance, this is. So then it will plan it. So this is how it is. So you will provide the information, and then, and the day is not far where actually agents have more information about us than us. So they can do it automatically as well. In next 2-3 years, this would be done.
Okay.
Okay. So agents are bots that take actions on your behalf. So basically, what are agents? Agents are a combination of LLMs and code. They reason about what steps to take and call for actions. They choose a tool. So tool is like Google access to Google search, access to Gmail, access to weather app. These are the tools. So they choose a tool to use. They observe the output of the tool, and they repeat until a stopping condition is met. Right? For example, we are looking for vegetarian options, so it will keep searching until it finds a vegetarian option, right? And then we can define a stopping condition, or it can be hard coded, or LLM can also decide when to stop. This is what agents are. Now, what are the tools? Tools are the functions that perform a specific duty. So Google search could be a tool, database lookup could be a tool, Python could be a tool, math, like access to math could be a tool, access to Wikipedia could be a tool. Okay, again, let me ask you one more question. Can you access a database using an LLM? Can you access a database using an LLM?
Yes.
Okay. So basically the part of this question is, can LLM write an SQL query? Right? The part of the question is, can LLM write an SQL query? Now, before you say yes, how will LLM know your exact table name and column name?
As you said, we should provide that information to it, no, sir?
Okay, so but we can so now in this case, earlier case was different. Database is completely different. Database has lots of tables, and every table can have lots of columns. Now, if you provide everything to this, like, the whole purpose is lost. For example, in our earlier case, like, we are just specifying that my budget is $100, so find me the hotel. Now, if I have to provide that, there are 500 hotels in Paris, and I give them all the 500 names and ask model to, figure it out, then it's a different case. Right? So okay, so let's say even if we provide the table name and column name, now the point here is LLM will write an SQL query and will access the database and provide us the result. Right? So the writing an SQL query is an intermediary step. Right? The answer is not the query. Answer is what the query will retrieve. Right? So now, even if the query is wrong, we can still get some answer. So how will we know that LLM has written the right query or not?
By observing the answer?
No, but how will you know? So for example, so like, basically, for example, there is a COVID data, right? That and then we are saying that, for how many patients got admitted in this particular hospital for in between April 2020 to May 2020. Let's say this is the question. Now, how will you know the answer? Even if it has like even if it has accessed the wrong table, then also let's say the answer comes out is 320. Now, how will you know the answer is correct or not?
Validation is not possible, sir.
Exactly. So LLM can write an SQL query, but accessing the database is a different game, basically different task altogether. So it's not that straightforward. So for that also we can write a database agent. So that's another thing which we can discuss later. But the point which I'm trying to make here, agent can basically do all these things. So in this thing, agents basically can self-analyze. It will write the query and then it will self-analyze whether that query is right or wrong. It can also access a query checker. So it can also access a query checker, and query checker can tell the agent, okay, this is the right query. Then only agent will go and access the database and retrieve the information. So this is what agents are. I hope I'm making sense here. And agents are very important tool, and this is the future of AI. Like in near future, we'll have agents for almost everything. Should we go ahead? Any questions so far? So this is how we basically define an LLM agents. We first define our LLM. We say that our chat OpenAI. This is what. Then we define our tools. Like let's say we have two tools. One is your LLM Math, and second is your Wikipedia. And then we define our agents. We initialize our agents. We send the tools. We send the LLMs, and then we pass this thing, and then we see. Now see the thing. Now, if we ask the agent what is 25% of 300, now see how agent is thinking. Agent is thinking we need to calculate 25% of 300, which means we need to multiply 300 by 0.25. So what is the action? Action should be I should access calculator. And what is the and how and with what input I should access calculator? With 300 into 0.25. So with this, it will access the calculator. The answer which it gets is 75. And now it is thinking we have the answer to the question. So now it will give you the answer that what is this thing? Output is 75. So this is how agents think. This is how they choose. So this particular agent had two options, either to access calculator or to access Wikipedia. Based on the question, it decided that I should access calculator with this input. Okay. Now let's take this Wikipedia example. Now here, if we ask Tom M. Michel is an American computer scientist and the Founders University professor at Carnegie Mellon University, what book did he write? Now see here. Now what is agent thinking? Agent is thinking I should use Wikipedia to find the answer. Now it has realized that this question is not related to maths, so I should use Wikipedia. And so it is taking action Wikipedia with the input Tom M. Michel. So when it accesses Wikipedia with this information, so it get this thing, and then it created the summary of this, and this is how, and it will provide the information through this. Any questions so far? I hope you like the concept of agents here. So what is the difference between chains and agents, right? So if you can see, chains are predetermined string of actions. Agents basically use the LLM to decide. Agents have reasoning power. For better clarity, think of this thing like comparing pipes to plumbers. Router chains are like pipes, but LLMs are like plumbers. So plumbers decide which tools to use. Similarly, agents decide which tool to use. Any questions so far? So let me show you an agent. Let me give you a demo of an agent. We'll create. So we initially saw that, right, that ChatGPT cannot answer current affairs questions. So let's create a GK agent. Let me just. So I've shared this thing, this OpenAI plus Google search. If someone can download and share it to others, that would be useful. Now, what we are doing. Yeah. So please share this thing. So we are combining OpenAI with Google search, right? So let's first install OpenAI. Let me also add my OpenAI key. So what we are doing here, we first will ask who is the Prime Minister of the UK without making an agent. Then we'll make an agent and then we'll ask the question, the same question. This is what we'll be doing. Okay. So now we have installed. Let's install LangChain. So now we are using GPT 3.5 Turbo and we are asking who is the Prime Minister of the UK. So what answer should it give? Any idea? What answer should we expect here? What answer should we expect if we ask who is the Prime Minister of the UK?
The current Prime Minister, like after
No, we are using ChatGPT. So currently we are using ChatGPT. ChatGPT has a knowledge cutoff.
So it will give you the last history knowledge that he has, sir.
Exactly. So this is what if you see. So it has written that as of October 2021, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom is Boris Johnson. It has given that, right? Now let's create an agent where it can. Yeah, hello. Can you please repeat? Hello.
I will mute it.
Okay. I thought it's a question for me. No problem. So now what we are doing, we are integrating ChatGPT with Google search results. So now let's integrate it with Google search. Let me add my OpenAI key here. Let's add OpenAI key. And also we need to add SERP API, which is search engine API key. Let me add that as well. So this is now. We have given the tool is SERP API, so it has to access, it can access this thing. Now we are initializing the agent, we are passing the tools, LLMs, and now when we run, what is the answer we should expect? Who is the current Prime Minister of UK? He has been recently appointed, right?
That's I forgot, but the recent it will give you the answer.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris.
So,
Kamala Harris.
So it should, first of all, it should not give Boris Johnson. It should not give Rishi Sunak. Let's see what it should give. So who is the Prime Minister of the UK? Now, see, the more important thing is see how it is thinking. So the answer is Keir Starmer. But the thing, how the agent has thought. So it has thought I should always think what to do. So action is search. So it is thinking that because it's a current affairs question, I should go to Google search. And what should be the input? Input should be Prime Minister of the UK. So when it searched with Prime Minister of the UK, it got the answer Keir Starmer. And now again he is thinking, I should now think what to do. Again it searched with this input Keir Starmer. And when it searched with Keir Starmer, from BBC News, it got the validation, okay, that he is the Prime Minister. And now he thought that, okay, now I know the final answer. So I should give this answer. So the answer it has provided is Keir Starmer. This is a very basic, simple GK agent for you. Any questions? Any questions so far? Okay. So do you have your OpenAI API keys? Like, or we don't have OpenAI API keys? Okay.
Sir, is there any model in the Hugging Face on this?
For what?
Or this the same problem? Can we
Agent
use
modeling.
some agent
agent
modeling?
modeling.
Can we have it in the Hugging Face?
No, see, agent is built on any model. It's not that. See, so basically, all LLMs are pre-trained models. They are not continuously trained models. So whatever. So now, like even if you like, so even if you ask, let's say a latest model, which is like GPT-4o, which got released in May. Now its training data was also restricted. So as in what I'm trying to say, it also has a knowledge cutoff, right? Because they are pre-trained model, there has to be a knowledge cutoff, right? Now, if you ask,
yes, sir. Yes,
okay,
sir.
sorry,
What was the reason? We are using OpenAI now. So I'm saying that is there some model in free model in Hugging Face LLM on top of which I can put the agent and I can do the Google search and find it out?
you can put the agent on any model.
Okay.
Any model. It's not about OpenAI. You can
Right.
see. That's what I'm trying to say. Any model, every model has its knowledge cutoff.
Correct, sir. Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes,
Every
yes,
model has
yes.
it. So right. So whatever model. So ChatGPT was a very old model. Its
Right,
knowledge cutoff was September 2021. But even if you use the latest model, the model which has released today, it will also have a knowledge cutoff.
Yes, yes.
Right. So you can
Right,
build
sir.
this agent on top of any of the agent, any of the LLM.
Okay.
Right. So for example, let's say a model gets released today, which is 26th July, right? And now Paris Olympics will start from today. Now, now after 15 days, if you ask which person won which medal, this model will not be able to answer. How it can answer, right? So for that, you can add this model. You can give Google search access to this model, and then you can you can make it like it can answer current affairs question. That's the thing.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, cool. So let's do another. So if you have OpenAI API, then maybe you can do that. Otherwise, we'll not be able to do that. Let me remove the API key here. Well, now let me show another demo. We have this demo called YouTube summarization tool. Let's do this YouTube summarization tool using LangChain. Or do we need a break, or is it fine that if we can continue? If we want, we can take a break for 5 minutes and then we can come back again.
Okay, sir. We'll take 5 minutes break.
Yes, sir. We can take a break 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Okay, so we'll return at 5:10 sharp. Then.
Sharp. Yes.
Okay, and I'll show you.
Meanwhile, YouTube summarized Python file is uploaded in the WhatsApp group. You can play with that.
Okay.
మనల్ని మనమే తిట్టుకున్నట్టున్నారు వదిలేదు చేసే పనిని చెప్పుకోవడంలో తప్పే ఉంది. ప్రొఫెషనల్ బాడీస్ ఆవిడ వెరిఫై చేసింది
Okay, Monica madam, please mute off your speaker.
Can we start? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Can we start?
Yes, sir. I think.
Harshvardhan sir, are you there?
Sir, we can start the session, sir. We have a Harshvardhan, sir.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. So let's start.
Yeah, sir. Thank you.
So, yeah. So we were talking about agents. So I showed one demo for GK agent. We can create our own Python agent as well, where agent can write a Python code for this. For example, let's say we are creating a Python agent and we are giving a Python interpreter tool to that agent. And what we are saying that we have this customer list. And then what we are saying sort these customers by last name and then first name and print the output. So now agent has to basically write a Python code in order to sort these names with first name, the names with last name and the first name, and then it should give the answer. So once you ask this, now if you see how agent is thinking that I can use the sorted function to sort the list of customers by last name and the first name. I will need to improve a key function to sort it that it returns a tuple of the last name and first name in that order. So what should be the action? Action should be that I should access Python interpreter, and the input should be the list of the customers. And so it has written this function, sorted customers equals to sorted this is what it has written, and then this is the answer it has got. And then based on that, it is thinking, okay, the customers are now sorted by last name and then first name. So then it will provide you the answer. So this is how basically agents think. This is one of example of Python agent. And you can design your own agent as well. For example, this is a very simple agent which will return today's date. So what in many applications, if you just want today's date, you are simply saying you're defining your agent like returns today's date. Use this for any questions related to knowing today's date. The input should always be an empty string, and this function will always return today's date. Any mathematics should occur outside this function. And if you are saying, so whenever you are saying what is the date today, it is thinking I need to use the time tool to get today's date. Action should be time. Observation is this, and this is how it is. So I hope we have understood the agents. Okay. Now we'll talk about OpenAI function calling. But before that, any questions so far related to agents, chains, memory, LangChain, whatever? Any questions, or are we good? We are good. Should we go ahead? So now the point here is, so now OpenAI, we will talk about OpenAI function calling. See, so the thing is, LLMs work in isolation. For example, ChatGPT works in isolation. You go to ChatGPT, you ask the question. If ChatGPT knows the answer, it gives you the answer. If it doesn't know the answer, it says I don't know. So now, but what if we integrate other software with ChatGPT? What if you integrate other things? What if you integrate Wikipedia? What if you integrate Google search? What if you integrate your Gmail? Or what if you integrate other traditional software? So then ChatGPT can actually become much more useful, right? So in order to do that, OpenAI released OpenAI function calling, which helps in interacting with other softwares. Okay, so through function calling, basically LLM decide if to access other application or not, and it actually is a bridge between LLM and your traditional softwares. Okay, so what they have done, when you are accessing any OpenAI model, they have started accepting additional arguments through which users can pass in description of functions. Let's understand how. So, okay, so let me tell you this. So let's say we define a function. We define a function that's get current weather. So what this function should do? Function should get the current weather in a given location. So if we say, if we ask for any state or city, if we say, let's say Delhi, so it should provide us the weather of Delhi. If we say Hyderabad, it should provide us the weather of Hyderabad. If we say San Francisco, it should give the current weather in given location. So this is what this function does. The name is get current weather. Description is get the current weather in a given location. So what we are sending a string, and the description is like the state, city, and the state. Example, San Francisco, CA. And what will return in Celsius or in Fahrenheit. So what is the required thing? We need to send the location in string and in this format. If we send this, we get the result. So now if you ask what is the weather like in Boston, it will give you the, it will basically, and then you have to pass, when you are accessing a model like, let's say GPT 3.5 Turbo, you need to pass functions as a parameter. So it will go and it will decide whether we need to use that function, and it will return the answer. Right. So now if you see the response, you can see it has basically it has called the function call. The name is get current weather. Arguments which has taken location is Boston. So based on that, it will give you the result, and it will also take the tokens. Now the problem with function is that the whole function also be considered like this. The whole function will be considered as tokens. So when you pass a function, your tokens count will increase. So it will cost you more money. That's the thing. Okay. Are we clear about functions? What exactly function calling is while we are calling ChatGPT or while we are calling any OpenAI's model? We're clear, right? Okay. Now let's say we had this function that get current weather, but instead of asking the weather, we are just saying hi. Now, and we are passing the functions as the function. Now model is saying that, okay, no, I don't, if the input is high, I don't have to call that function. Here, getting the weather is not what user wants. User is just saying hi. So even if we have passed the function, it has not called the function. It has responded based on its own knowledge, which is, hello, how can I assist you today? Okay. Now, so we have multiple options with function call. The first option is auto. Auto is where model is deciding whether to call that function or not. So now we have defined our function as get current weather, but the input is high. So model has decided, no, I don't have to call that function. It has not called the function and gave the response, hello, how can I assist you today? So we have this option called auto. Second, even if we have defined the function, we don't want the model to call that function. So we say function call equals to none. So even if we have defined the function, and if we ask what's the weather in Boston, it will not call the function. And if you see, the answer is the current weather is Boston. Current weather in Boston is not available. However, I can provide you with an API call to get the current weather in Boston. It's saying that currently I'm not calling the function because you have made function call none. If you want me, I can still call that function and get you the weather. This is what function call none is. But the third option is forced function call. Anyway, you want the model, you don't want model to decide. You don't want model to not call the function. You want model to always call that function. In that, you specify the name of the function in the function call itself. So now when you call the function, it will give you the, now even if you say hi, it will actually call that function and it will assume the location by itself. Here we have given the example of San Francisco. So it has taken the example of San Francisco and it will give you this. Any questions? As I said, functions actually consume extra tokens. So what is the disadvantage of this? When functions consume extra token, what is the disadvantage of consuming extra token?
More cost, sir.
More cost, exactly. So when you are using function calling, you have to you should be ready to incur more cost, because every time that whole function will go along with your prompt. So more, right? So you need to keep a tab on how much that is big. So for this, you can basically keep a tab. You can see that, with this usage, prompt token, it took 15 tokens it took, and prompt completion it took 41 tokens. So this is how basically it is. Okay. So now we'll talk about lang serve. Okay. So any idea what lang serve is? So let's say you have built an LangChain based application. Now you have to deploy that application, right? Where can we deploy this application? You have created a LangChain application. Let's say you have created a customer chatbot. Now you have to deploy that application. What are your options of deploying?
I can put it into a server. I can get a space and then web server, I can put it up there. Right. Otherwise, I can also have my own, set up my own server and connect and can deploy my application out there.
Right. So, and from where you'll get the server? You'll get the server from AWS, from Microsoft Azure, from Google Cloud, right?
Yes.
Google Cloud. So these are the options. These three options are always there. These are hyperscalers. However, they cost you more money, because these are like costly deployment options. LangChain has created its own deployment option as well, which is known as LangServe. So basically, convert LangChain application to a web server. This is what LangChain serves. So you can deploy your LangChain application, and you can create an endpoint, and you can create API for that, and you can give API to other users so that people can use API and access your application. This is what LangServe is. I hope this is clear, right? Basically, LangServe is an option to deploy LangChain applications. Right? So if you read here, LangServe helps developers deploy LangChain runables and chains as a REST API. The library is integrated with Fast API and uses Pydantic for data validation. In addition, it provides a client that can be used to call into runnable deployed on a server. A JavaScript client is available on langchain.js as well. So this is what your LangServe is. Okay, this would give you some more clarification, that you had an idea. If you use LangChain, you'll get a prototype. If you add LangServe to it, basically you deploy it and it becomes a production ready API. If you add on the hosting provider like AWS, Google Cloud Platform, Azure, then it becomes a live deployment. And if you add Langsmith tracing, you can monitor. So that brings us to the thing called Langsmith. Now, any idea what Langsmith is, or why we need it? So let's say you have created a customer chatbot. Okay, you have again, let's take the same example. You have an e-commerce website, and lots of customers are coming to that e-commerce website, and then they are asking some questions. You are using LLM to answer those questions, and things are going on. Like now, do you want to monitor these conversations or not?
Yes,
You have an e-com, right? So why you want to monitor these conversations, or what exactly you want to monitor?
like conversation is going at the right, direction or not. Or otherwise, we can use this conversation later also to store and analyze the things and all.
Exactly. So that's one. So we need to understand whether the conversation has gone in the right direction or not. So basically, we need to monitor the input, the output. These two things we need to monitor. What else? What else we need to monitor? Latency. We need to monitor latency. How much
Time it is taking proper things.
How much time LLM has taken in given the response.
And
right?
how
So
is
latency is the
yes, sir. Right, sir.
Yeah. So latency is the third one. Yep. Then but you are forgetting the most important thing: tokens and the price.
Yes, right, sir.
How much tokens it is consuming for writing those answers, and based on that, how much price you are incurring, right? So these are the things. So if you are making any LLM application, you need to monitor all these things, right? What kind of things user are asking, what kind of answer LLM is giving, what is the latency, how much tokens they are consuming, and how much is the cost which I'm incurring. So for this, LangChain has given you this option called LangSmith. So LangSmith is basically to monitor and evaluate your LangChain chains and agents. So how does this work? So now if you see, this is just a demo. If you see, one run count, total tokens taken was 616. There was no error detected. Total cost which you incurred was $0.0381, and the latency was 2.22 seconds. Whenever you ask any questions, basically it's an LLM ops platform. I have this code. You can go and access this code as well. So now I asked this question: can you summarize this thing? This was the input. You can expand it, so you'll get the answer. And this is the answer which I've got. This is at this time the query came. This was the latency, 2.22 seconds it took for LLM to generate the answer. Total tokens it consumed was 616, and this is the cost that we have incurred. So this is what we do via LangChain. Now, what was the question? The question was, can you summarize the speech? So this was the speech. This was the input we gave. So output was this. So based on that output, LLM generated the summary, right? So this was the output, and then you can see the things like what all things that we use. The platform which user used was this much. What was the runtime? Was Python version, SDK version, everything from we can track, and we have to monitor if we build a LLM based application. Okay, and if you see, this is what we get. This is what the model data. Which model we called OpenAI chat. Model name was GPT 3.5 Turbo, right? Anything which stopped this thing null. Did we stream false? What was the temperature? So all these things. So we basically, once we make any calls, we basically monitor all these things. This was LLM. So now this brings us to this thing again. Now, when we started, I told you that we'll be covering all these things. Now, can you have a look and see if we have covered all these things or not? So Langsmith we covered, right? What is Langsmith? Platform to basically monitor your LLM applications. Then we have LangServe, where you can deploy your LLM application as an API. Then prompt templates, where you can use prompt templates. Then we have chains, agents, right? Then you can access models, prompt, output parser. Retrieval is based on RAG, and then we have agent tooling, where we have tools, and then we have agent. So this is what LangChain is. I hope now we have covered pretty much everything about LangChain. Any questions regarding this? If not, I can go to the demo. I can show you 2-3 demos. Any questions? Cool. So this is me, like, we already know. So if you want, I have this fun fact for you, if someone wants to answer this thing. That, so we are talking, so natural language processing is what we are talking, where computers are processing natural language, which got led to LLMs, ChatGPT and all. So who do you think first funded NLP research? Any idea?
Maybe Facebook.
No, this is a slightly tricky question. In fact, this is a difficult question, I would say, but Facebook is not the answer. Any other guess? Any random guess? Any random guess which you think, who first funded NLP research? Any random guess, like whatever comes to your mind. So I will say, so let me give you the hint. So Google got the funding. So Google, now who can give funding to Google? Who is bigger than Google? Who can fund Google to do research? Which is bigger than Google? The answer is US military. The problem was that US military was actually getting lots of call recordings in multiple languages, right? And they wanted to analyze those voice recordings for any security, for any security threats. But the point was that if they had to do it manually, first they had to employ like multiple people who can understand multiple languages. That one was challenge. Even if they could employ multiple people who know multiple challenges, these people have to manually listen to all the calls. That was challenging. And even if they manually listen to these calls, like there could be a chance that they miss something. So basically US military wanted to automate this process, and that's where they fund Google to work on natural language processing and all things, so that they can basically work on it. So this is what is. So if you want, like if you have any questions, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. My name is Nikhilesh Dayal. I am there on LinkedIn with the same name. And this is my email ID. If you have any questions, you can drop an email as well. I'll show you the demo. We have some time, so I'll show you the demo. But you can connect with me on LinkedIn if you want. Any questions, or should we go ahead with the demos now? Okay, so let's work on this YouTube video summarizer. Okay, let me install first and add my API key. So what we are doing here is we'll take 3 steps. We'll solve this problem in 3 ways. One is that we'll try to summarize a short video. Short video summarizing is easy. Then we'll summarize a long video, and then we'll summarize multiple videos. So this is what YouTube summarizer would work. So this is the video we have. Let me show you the video as well so that you understand what exactly we are.
Hello, madam. ఇది మనకు మన స్టూడెంట్స్ కి AML IoT స్టూడెంట్స్ కి ట్రైనింగ్స్ ఓన్లీ 3rd ఇయర్స్ కేనా 2nd ఇయర్స్ కూడా ఉందా మేడం?
So this is the video.
Second year వాళ్ళకి ఈవినింగ్.
నెక్స్ట్ కమింగ్ సెమిస్టర్ ఇప్పుడు అదే ఓకే ఈవినింగ్ డే టైంలో లేదు. ఓకే 6 days వాళ్ళు ఫ్రీనే మనకేం. ఓకే
థర్డ్ ఇయర్ వాళ్ళకి ఎప్పుడు?
థర్డ్ ఇయర్ వాళ్ళకి డిఫరెంట్ డేస్ ఉన్నాయి కదా మేడం. థర్స్డే,
So this
ఫ్రైడే.
is the video. This is sorry. Any questions from me?
రైట్. ఓకే థర్డ్ ఇయర్ వాళ్ళకి మాత్రం వెడ్నెస్డే.
బెటర్ నౌ వీ కెన్ టార్గెట్ ఓన్లీ ఫర్ ద థర్డ్ ఇయర్స్.
థర్డ్ ఇయర్ తీసుకోవచ్చు.
థర్డ్ ఇయర్స్ ఓన్లీ వెడ్నెస్డే కాకుండా మిగతా ఏ డేస్ లో అయినా మనకి బెటర్.
థర్డ్ ఇయర్ది ఫ్రైడే ఆర్ సాటర్డే ఒకసారి అవైలబిలిటీ చెక్ చేయండి తీసుకుంటే.
ఫ్రైడే ఆర్ సాటర్డే
ఈ వీక్ అయితే సరిపోతుంది.
థర్డ్ కానీ 4th కానీ ఆగస్ట్ 3rd week ఆర్ 4th week ఈ డేస్ కానీ ఇది జూలై ఇక్కడ కానీ
23rd or 30th.
23rd or 30 if it is a Saturday.
Yeah, cool. So now basically if you see, we have loaded this video. If you can see, found video from this thing, and this is 614 seconds long. This is the same video. If you can see, 614 seconds long. So this is the video. This is how much does it cost to build your own backyard gold. Also you can add any video you want. So this is the video now will be. So how much does it cost to build your own? So this is the same video we have loaded here, and now we'll ask LLM to summarize this video using LangChain. So now we have created a chain where we have passed all these things, and now let's see the. So now if you can see, this is what it is doing. It is saying, write a concise summary of the following. This was, so it started with music. This video is about building a backyard golf green and the costs associated with this. So this is how it has basically summarize the video. You can go and you can look at it. Okay. Now let's look at the long videos. Long videos is where the problem starts. Now because if you see this video, so if you run and you load this video, and when you try to summarize it, you get an error. Now what error you are getting? Error you are getting is that the model's maximum context length is 4,000 tokens only. However, you requested 14,286 tokens. I hope you got it right. So I already told you that with initial GPT, the token size. So there's a limit to the context which we can provide, right? We can only provide, like for GPT, we can only provide 4,000 tokens. If you provide more than that, it will not accept. You can try it yourself. You go to ChatGPT, and if you provide more than 3,000 or 4,000 words, it will not accept. It will say context size achieved. So here we are saying the context is already, so we have requested 14, 18, 26. So now we'll be using text splitter for it, and after splitting it, basically we are sending the thing, and for that we are using this tick, okay. And now when we then it has summarized the video. So this is your YouTube summary. So now this application is ready. Basically, if you want to summarize any YouTube video, you just come paste your YouTube video and it will give you the summary. And if you build a user interface on top of it, your YouTube video summarize application is ready. This is how simple it has become to make an LLM based application. And then the third, basically we are sending multiple YouTube videos. We are adding 2 YouTube videos here. And it will provide the summary of the same. Any questions? Yeah. Hello. Yeah. So if like not, then like I'm done. If you want anything, then I can answer. Like we have some time. If you have any questions, if not related to LangChain, anything related to AI, LLMs, I'm happy to answer those as well.
Sir,
Mhm.
can you just provide the small, what you say, code, how we can do a deployment in, Google Cloud or AWS, like, small, application
can.
built in
Yeah,
AI.
I'll
A
provide
model
it.
is there.
I'll provide
will
that.
be- Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll provide that. Maybe if you can connect with me on LinkedIn, I'll provide you there, or I'll share it with the team. They can give you.
Yes, sir.
I have the code to deploy on LangServe in the folder which I have served. In LangServe code I have provided. So this is the
Okay.
code where you can create it. On LangServe you can do it.
Huh.
But for AWS, I can provide it. I can add a code for that as well.
Yes, sir. A small application, then we can learn and we can do it, sir. That's what the thing is.
Yeah. Small.
Right.
I'll provide it. How to deploy
Right.
code for
Right.
how to deploy on AWS. I'll provide that.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thanks. Any other question? Any other thing?
Sir, from a document, I want to frame the questions and answers instead of summarizing. Which thing I have to use it?
Okay, so let's do that as well. Do you have any document that you want?
Right now, okay.
Okay, so I have this. I have this where we can basically chat with your PDF. Let's do this. Okay, let's. So that's what. So basically, you are saying that we should upload a document, and based on that, we should able to chat that, right?
Yes. Some
Yeah,
questions
so
and
let's
answers.
do that.
It has to give. It has
Yeah.
to frame the questions and answers, sir.
Yeah, question or answer. So you'll ask the question, it will fetch the answer from that particular document, right?
Okay.
Let's say this is the. If you have any document, you can share it with me, or else I'll add my own document.
So add your own, sir. Right now.
Okay, no problem. Let me do that. So I have the code I've shared the code, chat with your own PDF. You can use that. I'm running that only. So here you can go and you can upload any document. Let me. Let me add this generative AI document. It has information related to generative AI. So now when you ask the question, it will only answer from this document. It will not use its own knowledge. Okay. So let's run this. Okay. Well, this is part of thing called RAG. We have not discussed that, so I'm not telling that what exactly we are doing. But I'll let me show you what. So now, if you see, so this document is about generative AI. Okay, so now if you ask what is generative AI, it will answer. So based on that document only, it has answered. But now let's say if we ask who is the Prime Minister of the UK. Now let's see what it should answer. So now it's saying that I don't know, as this information is not related to the prompt or the context given. So now it will only answer from this PDF. This has become, now you can add multiple PDFs and this can answer from your, basically it becomes your, this is what you were looking for, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So this is also appreciated. Anything else?
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah. Please tell me.
Yeah, this is regarding the API keys, sir.
Okay.
Then how to manage the API keys? Is the keys are differ from context to the context? I mean to say that is the keys are related to, suppose if we change our problem domain from maybe in the context of the project, in the context of a simple project, simple work like text to image or something. Or otherwise,
no. So there's one single API key which works for all domains.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking is that yesterday I got a problem that your credit limit. But once I check it, credit limit. But once I check my profile in OpenAI, but the credit limit is I was given $5. But the usage of mine in my profile is almost 0%.
No, see, because so they actually gave you $5, but those credit limit were valid for 3 months only.
Fine.
So you must have created your account like long back, your
Right.
ChatGPT account. So at that time they gave you $5, but those credits actually got expired. So that's why it's showing 0. So now you have to basically renew them. So once first time when they give, the validity is only for 3 months. So if you don't use them, they get expired. That's the reason.
Right. Got your points.
Anything else? Great. So this is from my side. Like if you want, please connect with me on LinkedIn. I told you my name is Dikinesh Tile. You can search and you can send me a request. If you have any other further question, you can ask me there as well. And you can also write me an email. And I've provided all the codes and things for you. So this is from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for giving a very much insights into the generative AI, like long chain models.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Bye.